Jim, are we back there, honey?
There you go. We're back to.
The more we know, we need to know.
We need to know,
I just
huh?
don't know.
Ooh.
Daniel,
Hey.
earthquaking.
Organic.
He's a little nervous over this phone interview.
I am.
Look, I even brought Rescue Remedy, and this is a Bach flower remedy, and the title of it is Rescue Remedy, and you can get it as a tincture or as a spray. It's a sublingual, which means that it goes under your tongue, and it will just gently soothe that nervous tension and even traumas. It's excellent for post-traumatic stress syndrome. Excellent for post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Okay.
Available right here at the whole readery.
Is it dramatic stress syndrome?
It's post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Okay.
It's PTSD.
And
we
get back to the piece.
We get traumatized just by walking through our world every day. So the farmers are collecting, uniting, and it must be done because the threat of the unbridled greed, particularly the chemical commodities, is never ending. And it cross-pollinates, it cross-contaminates, it air contaminates, and then it contaminates through the water sources as well. And the bullying is when they come in and then claim patent infringement on the farmers when Monsanto has contaminated their organic neighbor.
So we don't need to watch the video now, do we?
So, well, yes, you do, because this is a farmer. I'm just 6 minutes of educating yourself, one bite at a time.
I'm Jim Garrettson, and my family and I have an organic farm in northern Maine in the town of Bridgewater. We've been farming 37 years, all organically, and our primary crops are primarily organic seed potatoes. In addition to farming, I'm the president of the National Trade Group for the Organic Seed Community, and it's known as Organic Seed Growers and Trade Association. And we are the lead plaintiff in a major federal lawsuit against the American corporation Monsanto. We filed our lawsuit, which is known as Osgata et al. V. Monsanto, back in March of 2011. It's a very large plaintiff group comprised of 83 plaintiffs, which includes individual family farmers, independent seed companies, and farm organizations. And if you take the membership of all the groups involved, we represent over 300,000 citizens in the United States and Canada, including about a quarter of all certified organic farmers in those two countries. The lawsuit filed in March 2011 has two primary goals. One is we're seeking protection for family farmers that should they become contaminated by Monsanto's transgenic seed, patented transgenic seed, that Monsanto will not be able to sue them for patent infringement because under U.S. law, possession of patented material without a licensing agreement having been signed is illegal. And one thing that all of our plaintiffs have in common is we're not customers of Monsanto. We don't want their seed, we don't want their technology, we don't want their trespass onto our farms, we don't want their contamination of our seed, and we don't want to have to defend ourselves in court from a frivolous lawsuit asserting that we are infringing upon their patent because they have contaminated us as innocent victims. The fact is, when Monsanto goes after anyone, if it's a farmer, they vilify the farmer and say that the farmer is a bad person and trying to steal their technology. If there's a researcher that does research that questions the validity of harm against humans or livestock, then Monsanto and their biotech allies go after these researchers, trying to intimidate them and through character assassination remove their credibility. There's a pattern to this, and it's a pattern of aggressive abuse, and it's a misuse of patents, and that's one of the things that we'll be arguing when our case does get to court, that Monsanto has been abusive in its use of patents. And the fact is, their products do have a lot of limitations, and when scientists bring these out, those scientists can be sure of getting tremendous efforts made against them to try to ruin their credibility. And it has created in rural America and in academia an atmosphere of fear and intimidation, and those are not values that are well represented in a free democracy and a free market. So Monsanto, in essence, has nothing to offer to progressive farmers that want to see a strong democracy and grow good food and good seed for their communities.
Hey, we're back live.
We're back again. I just see sweet Cheryl wandering by. Good to see you in-house, woman. Our next education potluck gathering, March Against Monsanto, is October the 12th, Lancaster City Park. You're going to want to be there. Big square, delicious food, excellent company. You'll see us right on the sidewalk close there to the Costco entrance. October 12th, right there in the park, all ages, all inclusive. We're going to keep speaking about GMOs until our kindergartners understand what they are and how not to consume them. It's the one cycle of disease that we have control over is what we're swallowing.
Okay, now, we need to get them on here. Let's go ahead and go, because WOW is coming up, and that's November 2nd. No, right?
Yes, it is. The Grace Fest is in October, and that's Yvette Emmerd pulls together an amazing event called the Grace Fest. And then November the 2nd is a group of a woman's gathering. Wow.
Women of Worth.
Women of Worth
They have
gathering.
the retreat at the Painted Turtle, and 3 great speakers. I'm going to show you a little promo that we created for it, and enjoy it. When we come back, we'll have guests.
We sure will, and we'll be barking about barking in the park. WOW is a great healing opportunity, a one-day event at the Painted Turtle, November the 2nd. Check it out.
Hi everybody, I'm Yvette Emmerd, the Executive Director of the Kids Charities of the Antelope Valley, and I am with you today to tell you about WOW, Women of Worth Christian Retreat. We honestly say wow all the time because we are just in awe of what God is doing in our community, also through the Kids Charities of the Antelope Valley, and with this incredible new women's retreat. And we call it a retreat because the atmosphere and the environment is so healing and soothing. The Spirit of God is so present, and by placing it in the forest environment, we're at the Painted Turtle Camp, which is such a special place anyways of healing. It is just a beautiful place for women to gather and to hear the Word of God and to hear from our special panel of speakers this year. So we really want to invite you to learn about WOW, Women of Worth Christian Retreat. There's so much to know, there's so much to experience, and we really want you to be a part of it. And wow, let me introduce you to our amazing women of God, the 3 speakers for this year's Women of Worth Christian Retreat.
At the age of 12, I learned that I was born with a rare and inconceivable condition. I was led to believe that I was different than all other girls. Have you ever felt that you weren't good enough? At the WOW retreat, I'm going to teach that there's power in recognizing hidden shame and overcoming it so that you can have a fresh start, feel more confident, and experience freedom to love yourself and others.
After 17 years of being a wife and a mother, I utterly destroyed my husband. I told him that I didn't love him and that I was leaving him. Have you ever felt that you didn't want to spend the second half of your life like you just spent the first half of your life? At the WOW retreat, I'm going to share with you how to stay in love and how to feel like your spouse is your soulmate.
Have you ever wanted to turn back the clock just 1 hour? I did. I was only 14 years of age and I ripped my parents' heart apart. There was nothing I could do to ease their pain. Nothing. I hope you'll join us for the WOW retreat and hear how God faithfully restored me over 45 years. You will also receive the 3 things that you need to do to have victory in Christ. And best of all, you will learn how to enjoy unstoppable blessings every day.
So we invite you to join us at the WOW Christian Retreat this November. Visit the website and get all the information you need to know about being a part of this really special gathering. We look forward to seeing you there. God bless you.
You don't have to have those on anymore.
There you go.
Here we go. Marilyn, you've got to come closer. There you go. Talk about the power of 3. There's a lot of power in the number 3, and it's the collective feminine force. We are good together. You know who I am. This is Carol Kelly wearing her Bark in the Park, representing Bark in the Park. We call it Your Labor of Love.
It is.
Yep, coming up quickly.
It is. Very quick.
And then Marilyn Dalrymple is a writer, author, also just thoroughly plugged into our community in many ways, blooming beautifully here. How long now, Marilyn?
Over 40 years.
40 years right here in the Antelope Valley. Thank you. It's evident that you're loving what you're blooming where you're planted.
Thank you.
It really does show on us. There's just a joy or a radiance of freedom that we get when we're making a contribution. You know, just finding what excites us and delights us and where our passion is at and go in that direction, right?
That's right.
And then the money really is elusive, isn't it? Because it can never be about the money, people. But we're fed well,
Yep.
and obviously have a comfortable lifestyle. What to each of you, what is the benefit? Marilyn, tell us about your 4-legged creatures in your own home.
I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. 3 of the pets are rescues, and 1 is not a rescue, but he's a little character. I'm really glad we have him, and they just make my life full.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it gives us reason to get up in the morning.
Absolutely.
You know, and then they're just so in the moment. I have a girlfriend that says, be the dog. And I think there's so much wisdom in that. Be the dog, you know. And you, Carol, I know you have a buddy that accompanies you most everywhere.
I do. You got to meet him at the winery, my Chaos, which he's not very chaotic, but everybody remembers his name, so I can't change his name. But he is wonderful. He is 3/4 American Pit Bull Terrier and 1/4 Mastiff.
And huge.
And he's
short legs, really, but he's, you know,
he's
he's got that bully
He's
musculature.
He's about 80 pounds. So, but he's just a sweet, sweet boy. He's a therapy dog. He goes to the hospitals and visits with the kids and the veterans home, and he goes all over the place and has a good time. He's very sweet.
Mm-hmm. So now, is this your full-time job? Do you have a full-time job that you...
Volunteering is the full-time job that we have. I wear a lot of different hats, and it gets kind of confusing talking to me. It's all dog-related, but there are a lot of different dog hats that I wear. So the Bark is just one of them.
But I've seen video of you and others that work with you with the therapy dogs at the Antelope Valley Hospital. I'm sure the Pondell.
We do have a
Hospital
program there.
now.
Yes, we have a program with Hoffman Hospice as well. We have some teams that go out to the homes or wherever the patients are that would like the dog, and that's very rewarding for them. Yes, the therapy program is very powerful.
Is that, I mean, it's, so at this, how many people are a part of that organization alone right now?
Of our therapy program, you know, there's probably about 30 teams in there, and they all visit at different areas. Not everybody does the same visit, so they're spread out. And some of them do just special visits. Coming up next week, oh my gosh, we're doing Salute to Youth at the AV Fairgrounds.
Take a deep breath right
No,
now.
it's like I had to think there. You know?
So salute to you.
So yeah, we do Salute to You, and then we have Senior Expo coming up next month, and then the Bark at the Park, the pet therapy dogs will have a booth there. And then later that month, we're going to be doing a part of our Books and Barks program that Marilyn actually runs for us, where we take the dogs in and the kids read to them. And we're going to be at the Palmdale Library for a day, having the kids read to the dogs.
Oh, that's, you know, it's such a heart massage.
Wonderful.
And a love offering that we just do, and a win-win-win.
It is.
It wins for the organization, for the animal, and then for the
Recipients,
the important puppy parent
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we all are
That's right.
when we have our dogs around us. So this salute to you or salute to youth? You.
Salute to Youth. It's been going on for a number of years, and it has to do with high schools. They've coordinated with local businesses. There's going to be there's 2 sessions on the 19th of next week, and there's about 3,000 high school kids that come through, and the businesses and organizations have different career information for the kids to come through, and they pick up papers and talk with us. And so our therapy dogs are there, even though therapy work is not a career to make a life of, a living over, but we supply information for them about veterinarians or veterinarian technicians and groomers and other avenues in the animal world where they could actually make a living.
Yes.
But then they love petting the dogs. So.
I've never. It's just wherever we are. If a dog is approaching and is comforting, that tail is wagging, it really is a mutual feed. It's this energy that we feed one another. And animals, it's scientifically proven that their energy benefits us, their sixth sense, their innate knowing. As a single woman in my adult life, I've learned to rely on my animals to really be that protector for me. And when I met Jim, I said, if you have a problem with my dog, it's not my dog's problem. Because that dog looks out for me like nobody else. And she's such a friendly girl that when she gets her hair raised up about something, it's for good reason.
It's a reason to pay attention.
And I don't have to stick around to find out what that reason is. I just give her full permission to bark it away from me. It's a jungle. No matter how civilized we like to pretend that we are, it is indeed a jungle out there. And our animals are so valuable for our health and well-being.
It's tremendous. Yeah.
So Marilyn, having a book that's just been, what would you say that, republished?
Republished.
Oh, okay, good, I got that right. Benjamin's Buttons.
Bartholomew's Buttons.
Thank you. You've got to take it over, woman. You know more about Bartholomew's Buttons than I do.
Well, it's a children's story. The little characters is the second of the same little characters. They live in the forest, and Bartholomew's a little shy, and he stutters, but he shows that doing the right thing all the time always comes out well for you. That's kind of his story.
So you've gotten to know Bartholomew. You birthed him yourself because he's your character. And how many years have you been working with him?
Oh my goodness. Well, working with him and being published are 2 different things. Bartholomew came about years ago, and you kind of just work and build on it and look for a publisher and work some more and build some more and look for a publisher, and it's a long, long story.
Oh, it is, and it's that too, a labor of love.
It is, yes.
And then the resilience,
Yes.
You know, because I think all of us think, oh, okay, this is the last. You know, now it'll launch. Now it'll launch. Now it'll launch. And then there's a little bit more to do.
That's right. It never ends.
A little bit more to do.
Yes.
Anyway, Salinger, who's receiving a lot of interest right now because a fellow, I think the last 40 years of Salinger's life, he's been writing every day, but he's kept it in a vault.
Oh my gosh.
And he's only allowing it to be opened 5 years after his death, which is now. And so this author decided to dive in and discover more about Salinger and that amazing decision he made. It was a spiritual principle that took him in there to where all writing should, no effort should involve the ego. Try that one on. No effort should involve the ego. It's meant to be a divine spiritual experience and journey with every breath. And he obviously deeply believed that. So he would do his writing, but he put it away because he didn't want the accolade, the judgment, the criticism. He wanted it to stand on its own after he's passed. And isn't that an amazing decision?
It is.
To make. So I anticipate what's in that vault.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be an amazing discovery what this author has been observing and writing for 40 years. We all have our stories, her stories, his stories, and Bartholomew's story. And you bring that into the animal world. It's the power of innocence.
It is, and I try to keep the characters, although they act, they talk, and they do things like people do, I try to keep them to their natural leanings, like what a beaver would eat and what he would do, and he uses his tail, and try to keep it as real as possible, so the kids could maybe learn from it.
Well, that's the school of life, isn't
Sure.
it? We always have a little bit more to learn. And then weaving it in together. So you said something about books and bark or
Yes.
something? Tell
That's-
us more about that.
That's a wonderful program. It really is amazing. And it's where you take books, most children are shy about reading to other people because they're corrected, and if they don't read well, they're embarrassed, and it makes it very difficult. But if they can sit down and read to a dog, they don't feel the nervousness, and the dog relaxes them. And it's an amazing program because 20 minutes a week reading to a dog over a school year can improve a child's reading ability, which leads into improving them all around. Can allow them to progress 2 or 3 grade levels in that year. They improve their math, their social skills, all different areas of their life. So it really is a really beneficial and amazing program.
But you know, I was just reminded of the art of listening. And isn't that what animals do?
Yes.
You know, they listen.
And
there's no tapping the toe and looking around and switching the channel and, you know, all of those distractions that come with everyday living. I'm talking about be the dog. What do they do on their day off? Because they just lay around all the time. But children and animals, that the power of innocence,
yes.
because which is not to be confused with naivete.
But it's actually a twofold program because the children learn how to behave around a dog. If they're not used to being around a dog, the person, the human part of the team, teaches the child how to approach a dog, how to pet a dog, the proper way to treat a dog. So it's a great program.
Oh, and so when you talk about this program, anybody can come online and participate in any way or request?
Our program here in the Antelope Valley is specific to one particular site at this time because it's very difficult being a team because the child becomes attached to the human and the pet, so it's really kind of an intensive program for the volunteer. So right now it's just at one particular site. But the children who come to the after-school homework program, which this site is, are available to participate in the program.
Okay. So, but any of us who have that inclination, the motivation, how would they find out about this?
Well, we do special programs, excuse me, as well as we're doing at the Palmdale Library, just a one-day event where the children will be able to reach the dogs and interact with them and learn a little bit about like Marilyn said, dog behavior and how to interact with the dogs appropriately. They can contact the High Desert Obedience Club, and we have a website and the phone number is there. And that's how they get me, and they get Marilyn that way. And
High Desert Obedience Club.
High Desert
is
Obedience
the
Club.org.
umbrella. Okay, highdesertobedienceclub.org. There you go. That's where Carol Kelly can be contacted, Marilyn Dalrymple, the different programs that are offered throughout the community all year long. You know, my favorite thing about the word community is that within it is unity. I mean, that's the very breath of community is unity. And this thing of all-inclusive, the unique contributions that each of us bring. The fragility of trust, because the pet owner has to know their animal and the limitations, the personality of that animal. And then any of that unusual or unpredictable energy that can step in human form or other animal form. And it really takes a lot of mastery. Caesar Milan makes it look so easy.
That's where Carol comes in, especially with the therapy dog program and the books and barks. The dogs must be therapy dogs. And Carol tests the dog and the pet owner to make sure that they're a good fit for that particular program. That's very important.
Well, there's certification, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's registration.
Yeah, registration.
But there's a testing process that the dogs go through with the human, with the owner, and they have to pass the parts of the test before they can be registered as a therapy dog team.
So the team is the pet owner and the parent.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the, and then that team, once the registration is in place, then that pet and owner can then find the doors that will welcome them in their unique contribution. Wow. There's a lot to learn. You know, it was Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer, who really gave me the confidence to take on a bully. I've always had dogs. I'm an amazing dog lover. But I just felt intimidated with a big dog for my own energy and balance and command and muscular. So when I took on an American Bulldog as a puppy, and now she's 9 years old, it was first the crate training. I love crate training.
Very important.
That's just, to me, is the way to go, is crate training. And then I was at PetSmart, and I went through the puppy training. By then she was 6 months old, maybe not quite that old. But definitely strong enough to slide me all over that store.
Oh, yeah.
I wear my cowboy boots, and I had to take them off because she would slide me around that store like I was on a pair of skis, and just interested in everything. And so here's what it is about a big dog. They are so willing to please. That's all they want to do, is please you. And if you'll be that alpha, if you will give them the parameters and the boundaries to do their job.
You just be a good leader. That's all you have to do.
And understand the breed. You know, that's the tragedy thing, is when people don't understand the breeds and then they mismanage or mishandle. And of course, all of our shelters in the world of hurt.
They are. They're all struggling, and they need our support. And I know a lot of people get angry at the shelters for things, but we try to support the shelter. And at the Bark in the Park, we have our 2-day raffle that supports our Lancaster Animal Shelter. And they have really appreciated that, the money that we've raised from people buying tickets, for the raffle prizes that we have. We hold on to that money, and then when the shelter needs something, they call me. And just recently, the grooming, we got them some new grooming equipment because so many of the dogs come in and they're matted all over. They really need a lot of grooming to make them really adoptable now. But so we bought them some new grooming equipment with the money that was raised at the raffle in previous years. And then recently we just had, the blades were sharpened. We maintain those blades for them. And it's amazing the things that they're able to have now because of the benefit of the raffle and the community coming together and supporting the raffle at the park.
Well, just the grooming equipment. I rescued our third dog maybe not even 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And I was amazed because she was groomed. She was groomed, and I wasn't anticipating, because you have to see the beauty underneath all the matted hair. And then the heartbreak, because you know how hot it is. And it just suffocates the animal just to have this overgrowth of fur on its body when it's already traumatized being in a shelter. So that was a noticeable difference that I experienced, Carol Kelly.
And the dogs are much more comfortable. When they have mats, the mats can become painful because they get closer and closer to the skin and they twist, and then it's like being pinched all the time. So the whole personality of the dog can change, really, when they're groomed.
Well, us too, when we're irritated. Good Lord. I think that's my main motivation every day, to try to maintain my own health and well-being, is because I go straight to cranky when I don't feel good. And it's the same with our four-leggeds too. When they don't feel good, they get cranky. You know, I've used this rescue remedy on my dogs. Well, for her too, all of us, when we come up against life or death situations, which is way more than one time. And it comes again and again in a variety of ways. And I call it a landslide. And if we're lucky, we can kind of regroup and start to kind of get our feet on the ground to where we can reclaim our hope and optimism and again bloom. It made sense to me that societies flourish when the women flourish. And that is the worth of each and every one of us women. And then the wise men that know how to orbit around us and work with us. Don't make it any more difficult than it already is. It's difficult enough. Step aside, step aside. So anyway, and funny, you know, the good humor that we need with one another. Because we're all in this together. And we all want to have a clean glass of water and inhale. As both of our communities, you know, we're Jim and I and Chris Spiker, there's so many of us that are really asking the leaders of Palmdale and Lancaster to look for the greater good, because we are so in this together and we need one another, and we can really team together, everyone achieves more. That's the essence of team, is together everyone achieves more. And I think our animals, I know when I go to bark at the park, I see Assemblyman Steve Fox and Bill Warford and Mark Bezigian and all the different leaders in our communities that are dog lovers. And I wouldn't bring my own dogs because I know their limits and mine, but I love seeing the way we can all come together. All breeds of dogs, all these owners, all different races, and we're all just having a great family event. That's why we kiss her feet, don't we, Marilyn?
Oh, yes.
Carol Kelly.
No.
You know, I'm glad that I claimed you the queen of it, because I'm in the dark most of the time. But it really is the power of one.
Well,
And may you be
can
energized.
say the power of one, but it is the power of many that make the bark happen. You know, and I really, I share the committee with, is it 7 or 6? I've lost count now. 6 phenomenal women that all have a part to play, and we all come together and work together, and then the city helps us as well, and we partner with them, and it just all comes together to make that great event. And we are all so proud of it. It's just amazing.
It is. It's just a lot of fun. I'm going to make certain I have a squirt bottle with water in it, because it usually is still summer heat.
We hope that it's warmer than colder because it's easier. And we have pools. We have pools out that the dogs can get in and cool
Splash
off.
pools and get laps of water, a
That's
lot
right.
of shade, a lot of hydration, food and activities, and
A lot of stuff.
veterinarians out there to educate, and politicians, and you really just get up close and personal, and everyone's on their best behavior. The dogs show us how to do it. The dogs show us how to get along. So we will just keep blooming right there. October's it's the first weekend in October every year.
Yes.
So you're going to want to be in the Antelope Valley the first weekend of October every
That's right.
year, specifically Lancaster City Park. 2 days now.
2 days, right. Saturday is 10 to 5, Sunday's 10 to 3. Shorter hours there, but all the activities are there. And many people told us, they said, we really want 2 days because we can't do everything in one day. So now they can come back on the Sunday and finish up all the activities they didn't get to do.
Wasn't there a Wienermobile there last year?
There was, and we're trying so hard to get them back, and I'm not having a whole lot of luck, so keep your paws crossed. Yes, they were there last year.
It was
exciting.
paw-tastic.
It was.
The Wienermobile was in there. We have a video about that, don't we,
The
Jim?
Wienermobile.
Chris
Yes.
Spiker, he
Yes.
sat at the steering wheel of the Wienermobile.
Oh,
He sure did.
He sure did. Somehow we wiggle into these circumstances and then maximize them. So we have it on record. We had it
Yes,
once.
yes.
We may not have it twice.
Well, we keep our paws crossed. We're still working on it.
And then the bully that's on the skateboard.
Yes, Boney Hawk.
Yes.
Not Tony Hawk. Boney Hawk. Boney Hawk will be there on Saturday, doing his zipping around and everything again. Yes, he's
Skateboarding master, Boney Hawk
he's wonderful.
is.
And he has his own YouTube videos. You can search for him and see him on YouTube.
We got a video of him too.
Do you?
Boney
Wow.
Matter of fact, when we
Hawk.
go out, we're going to go to that video. It's kind of a microcosm of everything.
Oh, super.
Great.
Okay, so but I want to, Marilyn, a little bit more about Bartholomew Buds. What is the next step for you?
The next step is the marketing, book signings, and just trying to get the book out there, let people know about it.
So different book vendors will allow you to come in.
Some will, some you really have to work at. It's difficult. Right now it's really difficult for the book industry as a whole.
Oh, I believe that. And music industry too.
Yes, I'm
It's
sure.
truly reshaping itself, recreating itself.
I think so.
And the writers and the authors are trying to figure this out because you
That's
have
right.
all this amazing content
That's right.
that nobody really wants to pay for anymore.
That can be a problem, yeah.
But if you still, that labor of love, maintaining the craft.
Well, I think the labor of love is the whole secret. If you're thinking of getting rich on writing a book, you're probably not going to do it. The chances are. So you really just have to enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the process and work where you can and when you can. That's how I look at it. Anyway.
Plant those seeds deep. Kindness and looking out for one another.
Well, that's Bartholomew's story. Actually, there is another one on the same theme with the little characters called Where's Ezra? He gets lost in a forest, and Bartholomew and all the little forest creatures get together to rescue Ezra. And it's all about caring about your friend.
Mm-hmm. The community. That's
So
it.
Thomas wants to know, when is it?
When is what, darling?
Bark in the Park.
It's the first weekend of every October.
October 5th and 6th.
Saturday and Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll be looking for you, Thomas. So back to community.
Yes.
The value of kindness,
Right, and
loving
friendship.
kindness, friendship. We're all in this together. We're good together.
Yeah.
Far from perfect, way above average in the land of and is where we bloom well.
And it's all about each of us have a special gift and putting that gift to use to benefit others.
Amen to that, Marilyn. So you've got to carry on.
I will.
Carry on and prosper. What are we going to do now, Jim?
We're going to go to the piece that's going to show you about Bark in the Park.
Okay, here we go. This was last year or the year before.
It was one of them.
Okay, previous.
Welcome to Bark in the Park.
Yes, you want to tell us your names?
I'm Maria. My dad. This is
Hello,
Jamaica. And these are her dogs. The little ones are hers.
Yes.
And the 2 poodles are mine. So.
Yes. Well, you've got a poodle over here as well,
Yes.
don't you?
Yeah.
Maltese. Oh, poodle. Yeah,
Yeah.
golden doodle.
A golden doodle. Stop that. Okay, so let's see here. A golden doodle down here. This is and what's the doodle's name?
Oh, Teddy.
Teddy is the golden doodle. Now who's the princess?
Tatiana.
Tatiana is the Maltese, and the Yorkie.
Hilton.
Hilton is a Yorkie. I had a Yorkie too.
Talaya.
Talaya, look at you! You've got a whole family.
And Tyler.
Tyler.
Oh, and Tyler as well.
And Tyler.
And everybody's so happy.
Yeah, and this is Coda.
Hey, Coda,
And
standard
this
poodle.
is Tessa.
Yes,
They're
hi,
both
Tessa.
They're both standard
Hey,
poodles.
you guys are just the well-behaved children of the whole park.
They're trying. You want to get down?
Oh, you can get down too. Is this your first time out to the park?
Oh
today?
no, we've been here several times every year. We love it.
Gets better and better.
Oh,
There's
better and
more
better.
vendors here this time.
And I just wait all year because I'm a dog groomer. I wait all year to take the day off and come here.
Oh, this is why you do the grooming
Absolutely.
all year
And all
long.
I see is my customers. I just love it.
Oh, making it's like the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
for when you gotta make it all good.
Exactly.
Yes.
What's the name of your business?
Four Paws Grooming on Elm off Lancaster Boulevard.
You groomed my dachshund Harley for many years, and my cockapoo Molly. They both have passed. But and you're right off the boulevard.
Yeah, right off the boulevard.
How do you like all the changes?
It's good. I see more people. When I go to the farmers market every Thursday, and people are walking around and noticing the businesses that they never realized before. Because they just drive down the boulevard, and now it's all these businesses, and it's bringing
So
great-
fresh, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And don't you have the community gardens right next to your store?
Yes, I've seen it. I've driven by. I've never stopped, but I thought it's so interesting and so pretty and looks so. It's a great idea.
It is, and they have more plots to I don't know how they do it in and out or
I don't know,
whatever.
but it just looks so neat.
I'm so glad. Must be why I came over to here because you love my dogs, you love me. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
When I met her, she said to me, okay, if my dog has a problem...
No.
I'll do it.
I said, if you have a problem with my dog, it is not my dog's problem. And the dog opened the door and let him in.
Okay.
So he stayed.
All right.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
I'm gonna marry him.
That's good. That's a good thing.
All because my dog said it was okay.
That's right.
Love this.
Well, they know.
Amen.
They can sense things you can't sense.
I know. I love that. It's the best protection as a woman. Really, it truly is. They have
Or
a
an
good.
alert dog, not a guard dog. More like an alert dog.
Right, but they'll put on a good show.
Oh yeah.
My Yorkie always put on a good show.
She will, definitely.
Yeah. So look at you guys so happy knowing that there's enough to go around.
I know.
Love and abundance.
Yeah, they are.
Thank you so much. Four Paws Grooming, downtown Lancaster.
Oh,
Every time.
Oh, Marva, how are you?
Well, we're happy to be here
She
at
looks
Bark
so
at the
cute.
Park. This is Patty Wellborn, one of my fellow yoga friends.
Yes, we met in yoga.
Met doing some deep breathing and yoga and stretching and groaning and sweating.
And it was so fun.
And it has a way of just connecting you heart to heart. And I'm not surprised. I see her. She volunteers many things in the community, don't you?
Oh, once in a while.
Well, come on now. Give up a little bit.
Now, what's going on over here?
Oh, this is the raffle that we put on every year for Bark at the Park, and the funds go to our Lancaster Animal Shelter. So that's what this is all about.
Awesome.
A very important thing.
And look at them all. More and more and more every year.
Oh, yes.
It's amazing the
We
turnout.
have a lot of good stuff. People, generous donors, have given all this stuff to us. So.
Look at all the different local businesses. Mulligan's Family Fun Center, which we know some of the talking to. So we'll just go around the table then and just scan it, and happy to see you.
You look wonderful.
Oh,
Hey, we're back.
I had the headphones on.
There you go.
Oh, what an invigorating time well spent, Jim Greenleaf.
Well, honey, I got to
adore
announce
you.
it to the world here that we're officially
You had your
booked.
phone interview.
We're officially booked,
Okay.
and so is Kitty. I don't know what that means yet,
Yeah, you don't have to know what that means.
but she's so enamored with us.
Tallahassee, also known as Tallytown, we will be landing there, leaving the Antelope Valley on Halloween, coming back New Year's Day.
They opened their Bass Pro Shop up last week, 12,000 people, and now they have to hire more people. Okay.
There'll be 2 Santas there at that location, and the way that Bass Pro Shop and Nationwide Santas, Gina Bacon out of Vegas, we adore you. You are one of our most favorite elves on the entire planet. What was I going to say about that? Because Bass Pro Shops gives a free photograph. You don't have to purchase the photographs in order to have a picture with Santa. And if you like, sometimes you might even be able to include Kitty Claus in on the picture as well. We'll see. So that's great news for each and every one of us.
Oh, wait, so she got our pictures today, and she brought all the management in. And look, we actually have Santa and Kitty.
It's pretty good. It's a sweet little divine, loving offering, and something we've grown into together.
It really is. I love you. Okay, I'm really excited. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go do other things. So have a wonderful day, and all is truly well, even within the panic and fear. Just stay in this moment and loving kindness.
Now Avens is having a big sale now. These lazy boys cost start at $6.29, but now you can get 30 different ones, different shapes, sizes from them for $2.99.
I think it's $3.99. I could be all shades of wrong, but anyway,
It
check
could
out
be
this video.
$3.99.
Bob Turner.
$3.99.
What a character he is.
Oh, here you go. Birds.
We're at the ocean.
Is this gonna go?
Oh no, being stubborn.
I slip up even for a minute, I just get beat up. If I order the wrong fabric or the wrong color or the accessories that don't sell, I just get assaulted.
Well, don't make him say it twice, Bob
No.
Turner.
No, my goal is to not look bad. And it's been my goal for 25 years. It's what keeps me going. It's a constant effort.
It's not
not
easy.
to look bad. Bob, you look bad. Oh, well, I try not to hear that.
Oh, thank you. And it's difficult to please one woman.
Yeah.
But you've got
Five?
well,
It's
can I call
impossible.
it a harem? Is that what you've got?
5. It's impossible.
And I think they do make you look good.
When I go to the market, I come back, I buy all these accessories. I come back, they don't know it, and we're going to keep this quiet. But when I go to the market, I tell the ladies that help me at the market, at the accessory companies, I say, you got to help me out. You can't let me buy anything that isn't great. I can't afford to look bad in front of these women. If I show any sign of weakness, they're on me.
That's the value of a good woman. Well, you know, love means you're paying attention, right?
That's right.
And sometimes the light is just so bright it can burn a little bit. So.
The magnifying glass of scrutiny here is incredible. It's on me. It's like a grasshopper in the sun.
It's a Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, just always chirping right there.
Bob, that sucks.
So who's your fashion designer looking great in plaid?
Just Ralph Lauren.
Well, okay, Ralph, he knows his primary colors though, doesn't he?
He's a colorful guy.
And his manly men.
Yeah.
Oh, and your Oceanside.
Yeah.
Okay, now, that was it? Is that it?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. What I wanted to talk to you about is the after. We're starting fresh, huh?
Okay,
I'm gonna tie
educate
us
me.
together. I'm telling you right now.
I know
That's
you
the
are.
best you've been in a long time.
You might actually be happy. You might actually be happy, Bob Turner.
That's impossible.
Keep practicing.
It's after Labor Day, and we've got new things to talk about all the time. And here at Avens, we've got the latest thing from Lazy Boy. It's 3 chairs, 3 different styles, 3 great sellers, in 30 fabrics, 30 different colors and textures, all at one price. And they're $3.99.
Isn't that fabulous? Because we want to have it, I want to have it my way at Bob Turner. And
That's right.
Lazy Boy knows this because if you're a lucky lazy boy, you're going to have a lazy girl beside you. So these 3 different styles, you're going to get the same quality, the mechanism, the fabric, the color.
That's right.
And it looks like a new best friend to me.
Yeah, it's a good one, and it's after Labor Day, so we've got this going through probably September, October, November, and we've got good stock on these chairs, and it's pretty exciting. It's nice to see them step up and say, you know, a chair that we usually have at $6.29, we're going to make it $3.99, and we're gonna support the dealer.
As Christmas early here in the Antelope Valley, beautiful downtown Lancaster.
That's right, downtown Lancaster.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
So in other words, I can come in here between now and then, and I can order one of these. Are they going to be here, all 30 kinds and flavors and tastes?
We're not going to have all 30 colors. We've got all 3 styles. We've got them warehoused in several colors each, right out that door. And if we have something that in a fabric swatch that you want, Lacey Boy will make it up for you at the same price. And they make it right here in Redlands, California.
Oh, American made.
That's nice.
That's the highest quality of all. So support your local Happy Furniture dealer. Avens Furniture, Bob Turner.
That's right. And remember, furniture should be replaced in your home every 90 days.
Every 90 days, get a new stock. You're going to want it fresh. Every 90 days, a new home filled with furniture right here.